Hello and welcome to the first of a new type of TridiumTalk, one designed to help our community of specifiers, consultants, and designers understand more about the Niagara framework and how it can be incorporated into projects to get the greatest results for you and your clients. My name is Michael Stabile. I'm a business development manager for Tridium. Nearly every day I talk to specifiers, designers, consultants, and users who have questions about Niagara. Those discussions spawned the idea to create this series. Over the next 2 months, we'll be presenting 5 different sessions focused on helping you develop more detailed and powerful specifications, incorporate strong cybersecurity requirements, integrate analytics, and design an operational technology network. Today's session is targeted for those with little or no exposure to the Niagara framework, hence Niagara 101 for specifiers. During our time today, we hope to give you a better understanding of Tridium as a company and what the Niagara framework brings to building automation and to IoT, or the Internet of Things. Most importantly, we hope that you will recognize the capabilities, features, and resources that Tridium and the Niagara framework can offer. Tridium was founded over 25 years ago by a group of engineers who felt customers should have choice and that building management systems should be flexible enough to adopt to new technologies and the evolving standards while allowing for the integration of best-of-breed solutions, regardless of manufacturer. This strategy resonated with our customers, and soon dozens of manufacturers began licensing the Niagara framework to sell under their own brands, often alongside their proprietary controller offerings. With over 1 million instances deployed, Niagara is the global leader in open platform building automation. And as I mentioned, with a 1 million plus instances and 25,000 certified professionals around the world, also having in business in 77 countries with over 60 OEM partners who develop products based on the Niagara framework. Niagara helps many of the world's most demanding customers meet their building automation and IoT needs in one comprehensive, secure, flexible, and open platform. So whether you're planning the HVAC needs of a single building or integrating smart building technologies for a multinational organization with extreme cybersecurity demands, Niagara can be scaled to your requirements. So what does Tridium actually produce? Well, primarily we're a software company, and the Niagara framework is our core offering. It's much like an operating system for buildings and devices. If you think about how an operating system for computers works, take Microsoft, for example, they create Windows. Windows is sold on a variety of devices, PCs, from companies like HP, Compaq, Lenovo, Dell, etc. Tridium produces the Niagara framework, the operating system. It's sold on devices, JASes, PC, servers, etc., from various manufacturers. So very similar example. Tridium and our partners produce a hardware device that we call a JASE, which stands for the Java Application Control Engine. It's simply a device that allows you to connect to the various physical objects on your network, whether they are serial, IP, LAN, analog, or even digital signals. So Niagara is software, can run on a PC, and uses the box, the JASE, in order to reach different physical networks. We have JASes and edge devices. The JASE that you see on the left and the number of expansion modules that are on it allow it to address certain types of networks, LAN modules, extra analog, digital, etc., more BACnet 485 modules. And it's a supervisory controller, usually at the top level of the building. The Edge 10 on the right is, as the name suggests, an edge device, something that be close to the edge of the network, something to control a small number of devices or a single device. We also have a number of applications that we produce and drivers that are available through various manufacturer brands and their distribution and integration partners. Also on the Niagara marketplace. We'll talk about most of these later. Finally, our Pro Services group can be engaged directly for writing custom drivers and software projects that our partners may not offer. So how do you license Niagara? Well, the Niagara 4 software has a perpetual license, and with something we call software maintenance agreements, or SMAs. They enable you to gain access to the latest revisions of your Niagara version. So Supervisor, our top level software designed to control many networks or JASes, is licensed to connect to 1, 2, 3, 10, 100, or an unlimited number of JASE networks or device or networks, PCs perhaps running Niagara on them as a JACE. The JACE itself comes in multiple models, as you can see by the names of the 8005, 8010, 8025, 8100, 8200. Those names correlate to the number of devices they will connect to, and then correspondingly the number of I/O points, roughly 50 per device, that each of them can address. So in configuring or specifying a building, to understand how many devices you're attaching to, how many points you're bringing into it, and the SMA terms for all of our devices are either 18-month, 3-year, or 5-year. In terms of the Edge 10, it's a device that includes 10 points of I/O as it's shipped and can support up to 3 devices and 50 points with expansion. And it has an included SMA for the life of N4. Next, Niagara, the JACE, as you see sitting in the middle here, has the flexibility to integrate multiple kinds of environments. So typically, we mostly see in the HVAC world, or the heating, ventilation, air conditioning, thermostats and cooling units and rooftop units and VAVs, et cetera, pumps, most of what our applications are out there. But also grow into lighting, power, and water. Down the lower left, we see sub-metering, photovoltaic arrays, water metering, lighting, et cetera. Finally, we also have integrated security and safety and access. So whether it's a card reader access or cameras or video walls, all of that works. Niagara has an enterprise security framework designed for that. And we also do integrate data from fire systems. So while we don't control a fire system, we can take data from them and adjust that and process it to control other devices that might not be managed by the fire system itself. And finally, on the lower right, we see occupancy, usage, and condition. Much of the IoT world that we find today has various sensors that have become very inexpensive and widely used. And now Niagara can act as the gateway or an intermediary for all of these types of devices. So whether it's people counters and people detection, or flow meters, leaks, conditional sensors like CO2 or humidity, all of those can be brought together to control environments within Niagara itself. And so now that you know what we do make, it's also important to understand what we don't make, but that we allow you to connect to. So through that vast and growing support of industry protocols that you see on the bottom left, and the ability to create your own drivers if necessary, Niagara allows you to access a device from nearly any manufacturer for whatever systems you may be deploying. It's entirely your choice to select the various components from whomever offers the best solution in the market, with the confidence that Niagara is highly likely to be able to integrate it into your environment. And as you can see here, we've got everything from lighting to refrigeration to generators and sub-metering and all. So this and anything that can get you an electrical signal is pretty much fair game to have Niagara integrate. Now, many companies will tell you that they are open because they support BACnet, but that's not truly the measure of an open system. If your downstream devices require proprietary licenses or software to program or impose limits on your ability to choose providers for service and support, you can hardly be called open. And we give our customers the tools to build their own drivers and APIs, and a community of developers who can help them, as well as our own professional services organization. This allows Niagara to grow and adapt as new drivers, APIs, and protocols are developed. And as you can see, we already support BACnet Secure Connect. Our open availability means that you can get competitive bids from multiple providers on systems from virtually any manufacturer for purchase, installation, and support. And we do all this with a secure encrypted communications for the most demanding environments. Today, I'm going to focus on 4 main areas to help you understand why we believe that specifying Open Niagara is the best option for your clients. We'll start off with compatibility and flexibility. And by the way, I didn't randomly select the picture that you're seeing here. In the center is the Warner Media Tower at 30 Hudson Yards in New York. This is a Niagara-controlled building, and there's a case study available online from the Niagara partner who performed this work. Niagara enables you to choose best-of-breed solutions, and if necessary, integrate products from multiple vendors in a single unified environment. One of the ways we do this is with hundreds of drivers that are available that give you many options for how to connect, monitor, and control legacy systems. Here are just a few of the hundreds available from Tridium and our developer partners worldwide. As you can see on the left side, we're starting to reference the architecture of a legacy system that can then be flow its BACnet or OPC to a Niagara supervisor over top of this. We actually have over the next couple of slides are part of a deck that we have available to you to help you and your clients better understand the various pros and cons of each type of integration so that you can plan and specify based on your requirements. As I previewed in the previous slide, you could integrate from the server level, providing a unified front end for a legacy multi-vendor environment, down to network and field bus controller integrations. But additionally, we show that you have multiple options. Here we expand the discussion to describe the benefits of integrating at the network controller level. And you'll see for each of these slides, we talk about the pros and cons that may confront you with each type of integration. Interestingly, one thing you'll note here, if you see the green symbols near the JACE on the left side or on the right side, those indicate the levels of where we have security and encryption. So the little shield is for our authentication, certificate authentication that we can do at the JACE level. And the lock indicates that everything from the JACE northbound to the network, as I'll call it, is encrypted. And southbound, most field devices, as you'll see, there's a gray lock that's unlocked because those are unencrypted devices. And here, as we drive the integration deeper into the infrastructure, we highlight the benefits again at this level. So if you'd like to learn more about operational technology networks, please be sure to join us on Wednesday, November 16th for specifying an operational technology network. Our second point on the benefits of specifying Niagara is based on economics. As I mentioned before, Niagara allows you to solicit bids not only for a wide variety of providers for installation, service, and support, but also enables those integrators to utilize Niagara controllers from various manufacturers whenever required. No more being tied to a single proprietary vendor for long-term support contracts and their associated costs. Niagara providers earn your business every day. As you can see, Niagara truly does give you the power of choice. As I mentioned, there are over 60 worldwide brands that have Niagara framework offerings, and here are some of the major North American brands. Even with the biggest names in building automation, who all have their own proprietary offerings. So Honeywell with Comfort Point, Johnson Controls with Metasys, Siemens with Tazigo, and Schneider with EcoStructure as examples. They also have Niagara framework offerings. You can still utilize the wide variety of HVAC devices that these manufacturers offer, along with the flexibility, power, and security of having them controlled by Open Niagara. So how can you be sure that you actually get an open system? Well, we've created the NICS. The Niagara Information and Conformance Statement, or NICS, is the key pillar to specifying Niagara. This verbiage incorporated into your specifications will ensure that you get a fully open control environment and is part of our specification documents that we have available for you. Of particular importance is the requirement to make downstream controllers programmable from within the Niagara workbench. I referenced this before, and it's here that you will specify your requirements so as to not get locked into proprietary tools and licenses. As you know, cybersecurity is more important than ever. So the third pillar is that Niagara helps you mitigate risk by incorporating the most advanced cyber capabilities of any building control platform. Tridium takes a multi-layered approach to cybersecurity. We have a dedicated team focused on this crucial feature. There are multiple Tridium talks about this, as well as network hardening and configuration guides and other downloadable documents and white papers that are available to you. Introduced back in Niagara 4.8 is the Security Dashboard. It's a Niagara service that can be configured to monitor the critical elements of your network, including the state of your authentication certificates and user permission levels. On October 12th, I highly encourage you to join us for an in-depth discussion in the session, Writing Cyber Secure Specifications for Buildings, What You Need to Know. Our fourth and final point for why you should specify Niagara is all about future-proofing or the protection of your investment. As you can sort of see here, Tridium is constantly enhancing Niagara not only with security updates, but also additional capabilities for new technologies that truly enhance the value of your already installed Niagara devices. A Niagara 4.0 system installed in 2015 with a software maintenance agreement in place has been able to add valuable features all along, such as the Niagara Asset Manager in 4.3, the single sign-on SAML 2.0 and alarm console introduced in 4.4, the security dashboard I just mentioned in 4.8, MQTT video integration and security logs in version 4.9, BACnet SC support in TLS 1.3 and 4.11 earlier this year, and 4.12 has just been announced with even more features coming. Additionally, Niagara Framework also has a built-in analytics service available to be licensed and configured to provide everything from energy management to fault detection and diagnostics, either directly with the field controller or on the server. So as you'll see here on this screen, these are Niagara screenshots left and right. On the left side is a dashboard that one of our engineers created, monitoring the building, and he's giving a comfort warning, or the system's giving him a comfort warning on the first floor. Once he clicks on that comfort warning, he gets drilled down into the right-hand side, where we get a floor model showing him comfort warnings or temperatures out of range in various rooms. And then if we further drill down on that, on the air handling unit number 3 in that bottom room, we'll see what's triggering that alert. Here, in terms of fault detection, we can actually see that there's a warning on the cooling deck that's showing we're not getting the expected temperature change from the coil. At this point, we might go ahead and cycle the valves to see if there's something stuck, or send out a tech to check on this unit directly. So that's for our detection and our alarming. Additionally, Niagara Analytics can be configured with further diagnostic algorithms to help determine the issue at hand. This is just one example of how the combination of Niagara Analytics and well-placed sensors can manage the fault detection and diagnostics, helping to minimize your truck rolls, lead to better or faster service and potential cost savings. Here's a couple more dashboard examples. Use Niagara Analytics to monitor energy usage, and another one to show how you can manage a microgrid. For more on analytics specifications, join us Thursday, November 3rd for Writing Analytics Specifications for Smart Buildings. And as cloud service offerings grow, you can choose to subscribe to any of them. Niagara enables you to connect and integrate easily with a wide variety of tools. Here we're showing MQTT addressing securely a variety of cloud providers. A brand new offering, the Niagara Cloud Suite, is being introduced soon. It provides a fast and simple way to enable contextually rich data to be linked via APIs to your selected cloud service provider or application. So whether you choose to fully run on-prem, in the cloud, or hybrid, Niagara has the tools to enable your operations. Now that you know a bit more about Niagara and the features and services that it has available, let's take a look at how we at Tridium can help you. There are 3 great resources available to start. First, Tridium University has dozens of classes for everyone, from end users wanting to be able to manage their own systems. We have an operator end user class, to certification training for our integration partners. That's Niagara 4 certification. We even have end users who take that class. And a developer tools program for our developer partners as well as customers. Next, Niagara Community is a site that enables the exchange of knowledge, advice, and support between Tridium, our customers, and our integration and support partners. So it's a free exchange. You can go in, ask other users questions, see what people are doing, find out more information about various products and services that are available. Finally, we have Tridium events, just like the one you're attending today. They're designed to provide information to the Niagara community at large. Tridium Talks and Pro Tips series are all recorded and available for online viewing. And our Niagara Summit, a biennial event that is part trade show, part training event, and a 100% immersion in all things and people Niagara. It's a great event to meet people, industry professionals, and hear from customers, developers, and partners about how they are utilizing Niagara in their world. We often get requests for specification documents, Division 23, Division 28 verbiage, and we have spec documents that we can share. You'll hear more in our next installment of the series, Crafting Powerful Niagara Specifications, about the documents and white papers available, including a smart building integration matrix, product information sheets, cybersecurity papers, and for our DoD clients, the risk management framework artifacts that they may require. Finally, I'd like to introduce our team of business development professionals. I want to reiterate that we at Tridium do not sell directly. This team exists to educate our customers on the value of the open Niagara framework, regardless of OEM brand. We can be engaged for presentations. We can help you identify integration firms appropriate to the requirements of your project. Kip Peterson and I concentrate on specifiers and end users of any type, generally dividing the geography of North America. David Hornosky is our point person for all things government related, particularly DoD and federal. And Paul Pettigrew specializes in our enterprise security and access control offerings. We work as a team and often work together with you and your customer to ensure that your questions about Niagara are resolved. And our email format is firstname.lastname@tridium.com if you choose to reach out to us. So that's Niagara 101. I hope that these 4 tenets of why specify Niagara, flexibility, cost savings, security, and future-proofing were informative and valuable for you. Thank you for your time, and please reach out to us for assistance. It's time for us to take a few questions. And while we're gathering your questions, here's a quick reminder of the upcoming events that I've referenced in this series. Please join us for as many as you can, and feel free to invite others who might benefit as well. Okay, how are we doing for questions? Do we have anything out there yet?
Michael, there's several that have been answered, but also I think we're getting a lot of people asking about, where can they get all this documentation? And you might want to speak to the links that are going to be set up on the website specifically for specifiers.
Indeed, we actually have a page on our website that is designed for specifiers. So when you go into tridium.com, you can look at product pages, you can look at roles. It'll actually takes for pages for energy managers as well as for specifiers. And we have those available. And again, if you reach out to us directly, we can send those to you. Our cyber page has the cyber documents for that all can be downloaded. Actually, can I? Yeah, I can't. If I share the links, it won't do you any good.
Yeah,
if
I shared the link,
Michael.
I shared the link in.
Okay, so yeah, if you guys see the links, you'll.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Okay. So again, our website is we've been revamping it to address particular end user needs and specifier needs and various roles to help you find how to work with us and our partner community to answer your questions. Are there any particular questions that we want to address broadly there, Ed?
Well, there's a new one that came in. It said from an anonymous attendee that said, I recognize there are valid reasons for some unique customer value or an OEM to restrict interoperability, which can happen if you're doing a chiller, control algorithm with the Niagara framework. You want to be very careful. You don't want somebody going there and changing an algorithm that can hurt equipment. So in some cases it makes sense. And it also said, can you please share resources for specifiers and end users to help them in the community? And I'm going to go ahead and drop that link in right here and send that out. Hopefully people will see that. My good friend Mark let me know that the link had not popped up. So in the Q&A, and we'll also give you the links to all these resources as well. We can actually add it directly to the to this presentation when we offer it for download. So,
yep. And I can actually pull our website if I want to. Yeah. If you want me to share that.
Under the role-based, yeah. And then there's another one from Richard Farmer. When will Tridium support the brick ontology and the framework? Richard, we're working on that right now. We're actually in software sprints to do that work. So we can't give you an exact date, but I can tell you it's ongoing. And in the near future, you'll see that will be make it available for brick as well as Haystack 4 and your own custom. People may not know that the brick and core, the real estate ontology group, have gotten together and they're going to try to unify that standard. So we're going to support all the major standards for tagging.
And I just pulled up to share our website so you can see this. So as you go in, of course, we have mentioned Niagara at the front. This is Tridium.com. We're up to 101,148,000 instances. You'll see about various features and products and availability here. Our cyber, if you were to click on this, you'll go to the cyber page and you'll find features about cyber. There's the dashboard that I mentioned. Here are various documents, BACnet SC and Niagara, cybersecurity documents that you can download. If I go up here to learn and I say by role, you'll see that for specifying engineer, we have a page dedicated to this, talking about Niagara, and some documents that can be pulled here. Now, our specification documents are not published here, and Ed next week in his presentation will talk more about those, and we'll have information for you to reach out to us for when you need those. But again, by role, energy managers, system integrators, developers, manufacturers, on cybersecurity and facility managers. And products, of course, all the product information for the Niagara framework, the supervisor, the JACE, the edge, are about our analytics, again, cyber, our enterprise security, as I mentioned, the door access controls, biometrics, cameras, video walls, drivers that are available, the hundreds of drivers, I picked out a few to show you there, and video integration right within the Niagara framework. Service and support, Tridium University for the dozens and dozens of classes that they have available. Niagara Marketplace that I referenced that's starting up where our partners can sell products, much like marketplaces you might be familiar with on your phone and other ways. Information about our service maintenance, software maintenance agreements, our professional services, and our asset manager, which is a free software program to help you manage the many devices you may have in an environment and keep track of their versions and SMA dates and manage through those. And of course, events where we have events like today, the webinars that you can then sign up on. See here, we have a variety available, find more information and register.
Right, and Michael, we have somebody who asked the question, will the upcoming session speak to providing examples and sample specifications? Absolutely. The one we do next week will actually be doing, some of the key things that are typically left out of a lot of specifications, and what we'll do, we'll cover those, we'll highlight them, and we'll show you some spec language. And again, all that will be made available to you as well. And that's the same when we come to talk about the analytics and the cybersecurity and all those sort of things. So our intent is to give you the snippets of the language and the formatting and tools, and then give you the tools to download in the future when you're doing a specification.
Yep. And this series was created on what we thought at the time were popular topics that we could address easily. We would love to hear from you about other areas of specification needs that you have around Niagara, and perhaps we can begin to add to this series and get additional sessions available. Any other questions?
There's one more, somebody asking about where they can get the download the list pricing for Tridium products. You can go to any of our partners, and we have a published list price document that they can share with you. So that includes the pricing for SMA structure and those sort of things, which was directly asked.
As we mentioned, there is we don't sell directly, so all of that works through our partners and their distribution networks. The OEMs all handle their own product lines and have means to reach for whatever product line you need, and they independently control those. Tridium does have a brand called Vicon, which you can get through distribution as well, and there's a website for that, as well as all of our manufacturers have websites with their products available. I actually have a document for specifiers where we're putting together the various links to the web sites for the products for all of the OEMs, at least for the major OEMs in North America, that go along with what software is underneath those, how they program at what they call their programming level software and any particular features that might be relevant for that, so you can get more information. Okay. Oh, that was from Michael. How you doing, Michael?
Thank you, Mark. We had a couple
Thank you, Mark.
questions
Yep.
about, I think Kip is answering some right now. And there was one he wanted to answer live, I believe. So.
Yes. In terms of the education credits, actually, we did not formally do that yet. We would like to look into that. I understand. I believe our European group does do education credits for theirs. So I'll say I'm lagging behind them at the moment. But from what I understand, if you've had content, a lot of times you can apply these to your continuing education credits. Sorry. You specify what session you went to. Okay. Great. Looks like we've pretty well wrapped up the questions. Thank you for your time today. As always, we appreciate your interest in Niagara and for looking to be a part of our community. Thank you, and please make sure you join us for our session next week for the Crafting Powerful Niagara Specifications with Ed, who's been answering many of the questions here today, as well as the further sessions that will be coming up. Have a great day.